this is Jim here. Just wanted to show you a little bit more about the setup for my AEA Terminator 357, how I fill the tank, and then I'm going to show you some chrony testing with about 20 shot string from a full tank. As you can see, this is my Terminator. It came from, I think, Zachary Matthews, and these things, again, they're a little bit expensive, but they're well worth it. So as you can see, it's a pretty long gun. I'm thinking it's about 47 inches or so, almost 4 feet. As you can see, has a brand name right there, AEA Terminator 357 9mm caliber. It's got a safety and a fire right there. Again, I've said in another video, but this has a very good trigger now. This is the second generation Terminator. I put a vector optic scope on it. It's a first focal plane, and I'll show you what the reticle looks like. It's my favorite scope. Very clear reticle, and it's got a kind of a Christmas tree reticle on it, and mil dots. It's made in mil radians, and I think you can get it in an MOA too. As you guys know, mil dot, 1/10 of a mil dot goes up 1 centimeter at 100 yards, and I believe I've done the measurements, but 4 inches on is about equal to 10 mil dots at 100 yards. So then you can kind of gauge when you're at the range or when you're shooting. For example, 5 mil dots would go up about, I'm sorry, not 5 mil dots, 5/10 of a mil dot goes up about 2 inches at 100 yards. And then you can kind of adjust it at 50. 50, it seems to be a little bit different. You'll have to see what, come up with your own experiments and see which works best to zero your reticle. Of course, I had to show this because my wife gave me this from Amazon for Christmas, and I thought it was really cool. Okay, let's go fill this tank up and show you how to do that and show you the tools I use. All right. Of course, in every video I got to show you the Benjamin Bulldog with the gun skin on it. Okay, there's a Benjamin Bulldog. That's about 36 inches long. This is what we will be using today in today's video. Got a scuba tank. This is 74 cubic feet. It's got a Foster fitting here, but what we're going to use is a fill probe and put the fill probe on there. We'll be doing some chronograph testing with the FX Airguns radar. We'll be using the JSB Exact 35 caliber Diablo shaped pellets. Some silicone grease to put onto the fill probe here, and I use a little Allen wrench to get, because what happens is it sticks a little bit in there when you put the fill probe in there, and I have to use a hammer and an Allen wrench to get it out. I use the mirror. This mirror I use at the range because the gauge is facing, you got to keep your guns facing towards the range. So I use this mirror to see what kind of air pressure I have in the tank. Okay, so that's my setup right there. So you can see And let's fill the gun. Before we fill the tank, I wanted to give you the left side of the gun, and also I wanted to show you the power wheel adjustment. From what I understand, this is at full power, so if the red is on the red right there, then it's at full power. And then if you can go down in quarter turns all the way down to low power. So low power would be this way or this way. In the middle would be medium power. So anyway, this is a picture of the gun. And I'll give you just a close-up look at the gun. Rubberized pistol grip. This is very, very good. Very grippy. It's got, you know, the raised Picatinny rail on it. Semi-automatic 357. You can move this pad backwards, which I did, so that you can grab it. This is the end of the barrel, and of course, as I showed in another video, you can put a suppressor on there. Here's the gauge. You can see that it's at about, oh, maybe 2600 psi, and we'll go up to 3600 psi. And of course, there's my bipod, CB Life bipod. Okay. Give you another angle look at it. And let's go fill the tank, okay? All right. Okay, so the first thing I do is I take the fill probe and put a little silicone grease on it, just around the edges here. On the end where, obviously on the end where it has the air holes right there. This is the Foster fitting that will go in, okay? So then I just basically put it in here, it clicks in there, and I put it in here, right like there, okay? So now I'm ready to, obviously close the bleed valve right there, and I'm gonna take my mirror and see how much air is gonna go in there. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see how much air is going in there? Sometimes the air bleeds out a little bit like that, and you have to adjust it, tighten it. Okay, so it's going up to 3600 psi right there. And I'm gonna stop right there and bleed the valve. And what I have to do with this, I found, is take a little Allen wrench and a hammer and pound it out, because sometimes it gets stuck in there. Do that, and that's basically it. Now I'm going to show you how to load the pellets. Okay, so you take the magazine right there, you go counterclockwise all the way around until you can't turn it anymore. Then you take the pellet and put the skirt in first, and it holds onto the pellet. You may have to adjust it there. Okay, then you just start dropping the pellets in. Oops. Just start dropping the pellets in. And this holds 10 pellets. The only thing about the Terminator is it only takes 81, maybe 84 grain pellets, whereas my Benjamin Bulldog takes up to, what I have is 145 Benjamin Nosler slugs or bullets. Okay, that's how you do it. And then you're going to put the magazine into the gun with the magnet. That's going to be a magnet right there. Let me show you how to load that. So you come on this side. And so basically what you're going to have to do, come over here. What you have to do is cock it like that, and then you're gonna pull it all the way back and put the magazine in like that. Then the bolt goes forward. If the bolt goes forward easily, then it's loaded correctly. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about the FX Airguns radar. So you can purchase these online at Airgun Depot or pretty much Utah Airguns anywhere. So basically what I've done is I've put profiles in here. I've got the top one selected, the AEA Terminator, and I put how many grain pellets I put into there. As you can see, I've got the Benjamin Bulldog with 126 grain, Benjamin Bulldog with 145 grain, 81 grain, 84 grain, 97 grain, and then I've got some other guns down here, my 22 pellet rifles, and then a Glock 17 blowback pistols. So anyway, to do this, you add the profile right there. I'm not going to really show you how to do it, but basically you add the profile there. Okay, so what you need to do first is turn this radar on, okay? And then over here we'll say searching for device, found paired device, connect. We're going to connect it, and now we're going to take the chronograph. We're going to put this on the gun upside down like this with rubber bands, or you could even put masking tape over the barrel, and that's how you're going to do that. So I'm going to show you my rangefinder just got. I think it goes up to about 650 yards, and it just tells you the yardage away from the target. You can also use it golfing.
828.
Okay, here goes the shot string. I've already shot 2, so it's just going to be 8. Ready? Begin.
819. 844. 840. 840. 840. 847. 842. 828.
Okay, that's it for that magazine. As you can see, the gauge is about down to 3,000 psi. Okay, so this is how you load it. Put that little notch back in there, like that. Wait till it clicks. Bolt goes forward. Here we go, another 10 shots.
$835. 837. 842. 830. 833. 833. 828. 817.
And that's it. Okay, that's how the Terminator did. I'm just going to give you one more look at the Terminator. And I'm going to show you the rest of my setup. Of course, there's a way to get the air into the scuba tank, and I used to go to a scuba tank fill shop. It's actually a where they fill the firemen's air tanks, the SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus, and that would cost me 14 bucks. So then looked on YouTube and I found out you can buy these for about $270 or so on Walmart.com or any other place around $300. This is a Yong Heng compressor, and saves me $14 every single time, so it's great. I basically just put the pump on here on one of the tubes. The bottom tube is the one that intakes the water. The top tube goes out into the bathtub. Basically, I just do this in the bathtub. I get a big pail and put the pump at the bottom of the pail and then run the water down into the pail, and it's cold water, and then this temperature gauge will show it goes up to 54 Celsius when I fill the tank with air. It has a pressure gauge here. I found out the pressure gauge, it only goes up to, it stops at 4,000, but my tank goes to 4,500 psi, which is 300 bar. So I basically just use this tank gauge right here, and it goes up to 300 bar, and then I stop it. I also purchased another air filter, which I have not put on yet, because there's a little air filter in here, and it seems to be working fine. The other thing that you have to get is the male-to-male Foster fitting adapter, which is this. You have to get that. So you can purchase that on Amazon. It goes into the Foster fitting right here, and then this Foster fitting goes in right here. Take the fill probe out. You don't need the fill probe. Okay, so the male-to-male adapter goes into these two Foster fittings, and you're able to fill your scuba tank. I suppose you could also fill your gun, but I don't know, that's a little bit overkill because this thing is very powerful. One thing you do need is anti-wear 46 hydraulic oil, hydraulic fluid. And also I just want to show you, I keep a pump just in case of an emergency or something that I needed the gun, but maybe the power was out or something, like just in case emergency. So I bought this only for about 60 bucks on Amazon, and it's got an oil gauge right there, and it goes to 4,500. It's got a Foster fitting as well, so you can pump your gun up. And of course the Terminator takes a fill probe on the Foster fitting to fill it up. So that's my setup right there. And again, I'll give you a shot of the Benjamin Bulldog, Yong Heng compressor, and of course the Terminator with the FX radar on top, and the scuba tank in the behind. Okay? I think everybody is probably watching this video so they can see the Terminator, so I will give you a good look at that. Again, if you can get a first focal plane scope, you might want that. Originally I had a $47 scope on it from Amazon, and the magnification when it went up to 24 was really not 24. It was probably around 15 on my first focal plane. This first focal plane scope is 6 by 24 by 50, and again, I'll show you the reticle, which is really cool compared to the reticle that I had from the Amazon scope, which was a CV Life 6 by 24 by 50 for about $47 on Amazon. Again, there's the setup right there. And yes, so Terminator's awesome. It didn't get as good as Chrony numbers as I've seen on YouTube. I know Fox Air Power, they got readings up to starting at about 929 feet per second. Mine was lower than that. I don't know what I can do to adjust that. Maybe you guys have some comments on how I can up the power, even though the power wheel is at its highest, I think, as far as I know. Anyway, good seeing you guys. Actually, I didn't see you, but good talking to you, and we'll see you in the next video.